Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Winter Soldier reporting in for duty. So, if I can actually get this started. Bit of an old replay this one. As you can tell from the map, this is the Winter Edition. So it's another classic 8v8 on Supreme Straits. I can never actually pronounce the name of this map properly, so I just call it the Supreme Straits. I think it's a bit more easier, isn't it? So this is the sort of position I love to play in, actually, where it's where you can kind of be a little bit more dynamic. You could either look to help the front lines, you could eco a little bit, or you could tech up. And I think that's what the actual position is meant to be for. It's meant to be for sort of teching and front lining, right? So again, I'm just doing my build that I normally do in pretty much all of my games. Two mexes, get three windmills up, get a base going, or get a third mech and then get a base going. Thought I'd do the base first because this mech requires a little bit of travel. Not significant, but every little helps, right? I wanted to get a Lazarus out really, really early because there's a lot of trees here. There's so much to reclaim all around here, right? Some, some rocks that can help with a bit of metal. One thing I'm a real big fan of is getting an LLT in the base, only because in the best of times, right, you can have the greatest players playing right up front, but there's always going to be a possibility of some ticks or rovers or something actually leaking through, right? And you don't want to have your base overexposed, especially if you're doing what I'm doing now, where I'm not actually making any units. I'm just looking to get a few cons out, right, or a Lazarus or two. Okay, so bad on energy, but that's gonna improve very very soon as the Lazarus is getting to work. Got a radar in here as well, so should help us spot anything that might otherwise get through. Radars are really good. Like this is a level 1 radar. Just look at the coverage that he gets us, right? Really really good. One of the things that, again, as I mentioned about just playing in this specific area here, it gives me the opportunity to actually start ecoing a little bit, which I don't always get in the sort of games I find myself playing, right? And again, as the sort of theme of the channel seems to be, especially at this sort of early stage, is it's another beginner's game, right? It's another noob game. So again, you're gonna see some things that might be a little bit questionable. Like I thought, let me get two cons into building my sort of wind farm over here, and I don't know, was this the right approach? Is this a little bit dubious? Could I be utilizing both of these slightly differently? Maybe there's more efficient ways of using two constructors. Let me know, right? So any sort of advice, tips, anything is something that I'll take absolutely. So I did actually want to help my team up front. My thinking behind that was if I can get enough of these, pawns, peewees up there really, really quickly, they're not going to cost me too much. And as long as I'm beefing up my front line squad mates, we should be able to deny them a good chunk of the middle of the map, right? That was my idea. So one of the things that I thought I could do is perhaps help them with just microing some units as well, and try and get me to be a little bit better with my macroing at base and microing in the fronts. I think there might have been a little bit of a mech steal in here, but I think people are fine to give things back to others, right? So I'm sure that'll be okay. I'll push some units forward again. I wanted to do what I try to do in other games is get a little bit of harassment in. Not really an early harass this time because look, the opposition teams already had the commanders push forward, which is good. It's what they should be doing, right? So I can't really get what I wanted out of there, which was to really get into their base and give them some trouble. But this 4.3 mechs gone, and Mr. Opium, he's not even bothered to try and reclaim it. So even with my initial set of pawns, I did enough to get him to move away and think twice about staying in that position, right? I mean, look, commanders are big and tough. You know, he could just go in there and lay the smack down on these units. You know, whether he's degunning them or just hitting them with a few lasers at his arms, he was always going to do good against pawns, right? So yeah, shouldn't have been afraid. Mr. Kamal, whatever that's second part of his name is, again strange. He's not reclaiming any of the rocks, which would have been good amount of metal, and he's not going for the mechs, right? Oh, actually, come to think of it, he's got a mechs there. Yeah, I mean he could try to contest this, but I think he's just perhaps a little bit worried here. Not sure how much of an effective bombing run this is going to be. I mean, what? I'm not the biggest fan of this, only because one bomber is never going to be enough to do a significant amount of damage, right? And if you're going to throw them out this early, all it means is the opposition team, they're going to start worrying about planes a lot sooner than what they normally would, and they're going to build up a ton of anti-air now. So it just means that if you had been planning on amassing a whole wave of bombers to do some damage later on, you're not going to be in the best footing for that. The air player's been called in to send some fighters. Yep. You know, look, this is what I mean. This particular bombing run's not really going to achieve anything. Well, I say that he's managed to take out that wind farm. Yeah, but even then, look, it's not the greatest change. It's not the greatest impact that it's going to have to your position, right? So something to consider. Now, if you ever play lava games, so not necessarily unique to this map, something to think about. You can send units into the lava, but they'll die, right? And naturally, the higher the armor of a unit that you send in, the longer they're gonna have in terms of like surviving in the lava. So what that means, if you've got juggernauts, if you've got titans, units of that nature, you can actually send them into the waters, and they can actually trek through and hit the enemies through other flanks that otherwise they would not have expected. Yes, they're going to be damaged along the way, but those are the sort of units that are big enough, beefy enough to really take the punishment and dish out a ton of punishment when they get to the other end. I really like this from our team. Wild Haggis. He's gone into vehicles, which is good. This will give us a little bit of armor and strength up front with range, something that our bots won't do. So I'm still sending in a bunch of PBs over here just to kind of help bolster the squad. So it looks like we've got a bunch of fighters out now as well, looking to challenge their air force. Yeah, actually, it looks like our air player is amassing a bit of a armada. Well, is it armada? Bit of an air force here. He's got some bombers, got some fighters. Now this is better. This is something that I think is a lot better. Get your fighters in there. Get a bunch of bombers. You know, poor Opium. This guy just can't catch a break. But this is good. And what incredible scouting is doing for us as well. We can kind of see what everyone's up to, right? I mean, it's not necessarily about knowing what position people are playing in. We all know that. But what it does do, it tells us, just from the colours of the team and where they are, we know where their more experienced players are in comparison to the less experienced players, right? And that's what makes a ton of difference. Gauntlet is up. Good position. I mean, it's got enough range to cover this section here, right? So these guys, as long as we can get some radar, actually, if we can get a radar or two in here, which we might have, yeah, we do. So we know we got dots on the radar, enough for the gauntlet to fire upon. Vision would be even better. So maybe a perimeter camera here or somewhere around here with enough energy to cloak one. Brilliant. So what I'd been doing is, again, I'm still just sending in a bunch of pawns, and I'm sharing them with Modrin over here. Again, I thought, you know what, if I give him enough units and allow him to micro them, what it should mean is he's producing units, I'm producing units. It'll give him an opportunity to build, stronger ones as well, like these Centurions, and that'll kind of give him enough. And really and truly, it's because he was the closest to me in terms of where I am in the map, and so I was just throwing them over to him, right? A wild haggis, I mean, vehicles, like I said, they're stronger. They got usually better range as well, so I wasn't too worried about wild haggis over here. And also, Modrin is our least experienced player in this particular game. So what have we got going on over here? So Modrin, he's not doing bad. See, I like how he's managing his base over here. He's not constantly building and just sending units out, and that's maybe in part because of the fact that, look, I'm giving him a bunch of units, right? So it's allowed him to get a con out, a couple of cons, right? And he's made some wind farms. He's building energy converters. This is good. This is really, really good. So what's the take off player view? What's the wild haggis doing? Very similar. He's got a wind farm going on. He's got some nanos, which is really impressive. It's not always easy to get two, let alone four nanos when you're playing front. So that's really good. He got some construction vehicles out as well. He's not making any more units. See, it's things like that I think I need to adopt in my game, right? Is knowing when to make and when not to make. And I suppose it's because blue team, they're not really causing any aggression. I mean, they've got a decent composition of units. These artillery vehicles are gonna be a problem. You know, missile trucks as well, because they just have such good range. They have such good range. I don't know why this isn't firing. I don't know why this isn't firing. I mean, it's certainly in range. And again, let me just see. Is that due to vision? Maybe. I mean, it's got dots on the radar. It's just not doing anything with it, which is kind of disappointing. So yeah, let me know, guys. Is that just purely down to lack of vision? So even if we got dots through the radar, is it vision that's stopping these or holding these static defenses back from actually doing anything? Right. Look at this. Got double the trouble here. So where are these guys going? Okay, interesting. So it looks like he's gonna send them down all the way to the southern sea. Move up the coast. I do like this. This is really good. I don't think I spotted this when I actually played the game, so I can actually enjoy it if the team manage to pull it off, which I think they're gonna do. Oh, this is gonna be big. I mean, this guy was ecoing well. I mean, he's straight into tier 2 vehicles. Knock out. Oh, they got some good fighters up. But can the bombers inflict a little bit more damage before their time is spent? Some good. See, this is what I mean about the early bombing, right? It made these guys really worry. Oh, good amount of bombs, but it made them really worry. So they invested a little bit more heavier into anti-air than what they normally would have. That's my thoughts on it. But these guys, I mean, look, he's already got an anti-nuke up. He's building an APHIS. This is a guy that really wants the eco. What's their air player doing? Okay, he's doing well as well. He's into tier 2, I believe. Yep, tier 2 air vehicle. I mean air plant. Uh, good. He's doing all right. Let's see how effective they're going to be if a bunch of units get up close and personal with him. Right, blue team's doing good. I mean, it looks like they're already well into the tier 2 economy, right? And I think, oh, they even have, yeah, okay. They're amassing a tier 2 army. We, on the other hand, our front line is just pure tier 1. It's pure tier 1, but they're not moving ahead. See, this is the thing that I've learned about Beyond All Reason, right? And for those of you who watch Brightworks and any of the videos that he covers, right, he mentions this a lot: aggression, aggression, aggression. And I think that's really, really true. I think it's really true because had these guys just pushed up, right, you know, they could have hurt us. I mean, if he started making one or two, let's say hounds, right, or even a fat boy or two, just invested a bit of his resources into that, and then just push these forward and get his fat boy to be behind them. He could have really hurt us because we don't have too much to really contend, right? Especially when it comes to the bots. Especially when it comes to the bots, we don't have like a whole legion of rocket bots. I think I'm the one that's sending rocket bots up front, or maybe it's not me. See, when I do get the opportunity to actually not be in the front, I think I don't do all too bad in terms of building up my base and my economy. See, I managed to get into tier 2 as well. Now I'm building hounds. Yes, that's it. I believe I was building rocket bots, but because I wanted to get into some tier 2 units, I reduced the amount of rocket bots I was looking to build. Kind of keep the pawns going. I really wanted to get these out and then send them over to my guys up in the front. So something's happened here. I mean, there must have been a bit of an attack, right? Hence the pings. But enough. We've done enough to keep these guys at bay. Jaguars, see, so they did make a tier 2 push. But all this metal is going to be coming into us, so that's a good donation. Interesting. You don't really see this in many games. The stealthy cloakable metal extractor. I don't know if there's a tier 2 version of that actually. There must be, because the Cortex they have like the armored or the metal extractor that has the lasers on them, right? And I think they have an advanced version of that. If I look on economy, no, we don't. Interesting. Bit of a misstep there, but maybe who knows? Or maybe that'll be a bit too unfair, right? Because you're cloaking an advanced mechs. That could be rough. So our top player, Sir Dialot, what a name, right? I mean, he's doing good. He's certainly ecoing, right? He's got a whole bunch of planes going on. He's got an AFIRS Advanced Air Lab. He's got the Advanced Geothermal as well. He's Mr. Energy. Definitely Mr. Energy, right? I think, yeah, I'm getting my anti-nuke as well. Late to the party, as I usually am, but nevertheless, I'm getting there. Out of this guy is, I mean, he must think he's in Kansas or something. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Right, forget a cornfield. This guy's got a whole wind economy going on over here. See, I really think if you're gonna do this, make sure. Well, he's got advanced fusion reactor. He's gonna be alright. But if you're gonna do something like this, I highly recommend building some energy storages, right? Because once that wind gets low, yes, it looks impressive. You've got all of this, all these sort of wind piles and things like that, right? But you need to store the energy as well, because wind is notorious. When it goes down, it really, really hits you, and it hits you in the worst possible time as well. Zap good, again, one of our least experienced players. So you don't see the sort of mass building as you see from these guys over here, but he's learning, right? And that's the whole point of these games. Yeah, he's learning. One of the things I hope he gets out of this is, if you're gonna go for things like this, right, he's doing the right thing. No, go for a couple of fusions first. I would highly recommend before building that second one. Okay, you've already done the first. Get some con towers built. Yeah, get some nanos built. Minimum four, ideally six, and then maybe okay, look, build another fusion, or if you've got enough metal coming in, go for an Aphis. You can, right? But don't rely on the con or or a con and a commander to help. It's not, you're never going to get there in time. Yeah, look, and what it means is they're going to spend so much time trying to do this, the anti-nuke gets neglected. That's very, very dangerous, very risky play. We have war. In fact, we have a rattlesnake. So this is good. So I see. I don't think we've got vision, right? Oh no, we do. Or do we? Yeah, we do. And maybe that's why this is firing, right? Because of the vision that we do have. But this is doing damage. I mean, it's clearing house. The kills are ranking up. Wow, look at the range of an ambassador. That is good. What a combination, right? You got plasma shells and you got missiles just offloading. Gunslingers. I just don't understand the point of that unit. What does it do? Like, what's the use case of a gunslinger? Don't know. I've only ever made a few in my time, and I've never gotten any value out of them. Every video I see on Beyond the Reason, it's just hard to see value out of a gunslinger. This guy went heavy on LLTs. Yeah, these are just dead in the water. Great for that very sort of early game, stopping lighter bots coming through or lighter vehicles coming through. But beyond that, nah, not too great. I mean, they are making good units. They're making good units. Tremors. Oh, I really hate going up against these. I mean, look at that range, right? And they're just rapid fire, so they just get everything. See, that's a good move. That's a good move. That's somebody that realised, hang on a minute, things aren't going great for us. That range is humongous. I mean, does a pulsar have range like that? I mean, that's impressive. And look at what he's done. I mean, that one unit single-handedly is has cleared the way. I mean, it's cleared the way here. So even though, yeah, we might have had a bit of a numbers game against them, but these are just light units. Really light units. Jaguars are coming in. This is a good play by Blue. I mean, they knew that they've done us enough damage, cleared a whole bunch of units from the front. They want to send in the Jaguars, thinking that we're completely weak. But that's not really the case. It's a massive airfight here. I mean, these are bombers. Bad bombers. They're gonna do a lot of damage. Wow. I mean, Cortex bombers, I mean, they're really good. They're really good. Armada bombers, I don't know. Just don't really see the value from them, right? I mean, the bombers from the Legion faction are really interesting. You know, they're like napalm bombers, and I like that. It's another dynamic. It's another dynamic to the game that you don't see. I think they're really good for like area denial. You know, if you want to stop people from going to a particular place or pushing in a particular area, they're really good for that, right? You know, they could even cover certain flanks. Like if you've got an army and you want to push forward, right? They can help cover those flanks. So, Fathom 8. He did well in the sense of he built enough flags. You know, he had a long range anti-air as well, but I think he's realised, hang on a minute, I think I'm gonna need a little bit more. I don't necessarily like these tier 1 uh, anti-air, but if you need to get something built quickly, fair enough. You gotta do what you gotta do. A nuclear launcher. That's nice. He's asking for a lot more reinforcements. And look at that. I mean, probably not paying attention, right? Kind of ignored the commander getting some hits over there, and him dying was a big hit. I mean, when a commander goes down, it's a nuke. So he's he's actually cleared out his entire front. Bulls are dangerous. They're gonna be a problem. But I've managed to make a bunch of hounds that I've given to him. And that's what I was doing. I was getting a bunch of hounds and giving them to both these players. I was giving them to both these players. I was still making tier 1s as well, because even though they're not the best, I do think that you still get some value out of rocket bots, right? In terms of, well, what value are you going to get out of tier 1 units at this point in the game, right? You're 25 minutes in, everyone's in tier 2. But if nothing else, they can at least take a couple of hits or two if blue push forward. We have a tremor up, returning the favor. Juno missiles fire away. That's going to take out any raiders, any spam scout units. Really good hits. Sniper bots. This is good. What that means is, as long as we can amass a decent composition together, maybe some wielders, right? Or in the threat of a tier 3 unit coming in, these sniper bots, get them cloaked up, get them shooting at it, and they should be able to, well, early tier 3, they should be able to take it out, right? Or in the very least do some significant damage. So yeah, neither team is looking to actively make the push. We've got one poster up already, second one's coming in. This is going to be big for us. And this is what I mean about these fat boys, right? So now I've sent in a fat boy, I've handed it over, and I thought this is going to be something that's of real value, that's going to help the team. This guy. I'm not great at these camera angles, but I'm trying to give them a bit more of a go. You know, it's look at that. Beyond All Reason really does look like a nice game. You know, it really is a nice game. In fact, I'm gonna see if I can take a screenshot of that. Ta-da! That might have taken me a lot longer than what it should have. But look at this. I mean, this is warfare, right? It's so interesting looking at it from this angle. I mean, you can see they've got a bunch of it's these crappy gunslingers. I want to see what happens to them when they actually push through, because I think they're just gonna get eaten up. I mean, you can see that we've got some ticks going, and that's a good idea actually. You know, we've got some long range defenses, right? If we can get those ticks out there, get some vision, that should be really nice, and we might be able to get some hits. Again, more fat boys from yours truly. I'm just sending them up. And again, fat boys, what are they going to be good for, right? You know, they've got really good range. Some of the more sort of heavily armored units from blue, if they come for us. Ooh, what was that? God, that didn't sound good. Some of his nanos just went. Oh, he's getting hit. We've got tier 3 up. So it looks like our star player red. Oh, it's this. Wow. Okay. Good play by them. I mean, that's the way to do it, right? If you can't necessarily come into our base and attack us, get a LRPC. Oh, look at these bombers. I mean, they could have done really well actually, but in fact, them just falling out from the sky is going to do some damage. Few of them falling in on enough wind turbines. Yeah, look, they're going to chain react, take some more out. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. You send in a bunch of units up front, get the fat boy behind them, right? And there should be enough damage being done. I kind of see the fat boy to serve the same purpose as a Tsar, but as good as they are, they're just not as effective. I mean, that was a really nice hit, right? But I just feel like the Tsar, when you see that thing roll up, it's big. You just know it's heavily armored, right? It just takes age to kill one of these things. But look, one fat boy, right, with vision from the ticks. Look at what it can do. Taking down that commander, right? And this is what I wanted to do in this game. I really wanted to support the front because I wanted to learn how to kind of tech a little bit more. I wanted to kind of eco up a bit more as well. You know, any opportunity I get to not have to not have to be on the front lines all the time, I certainly want to take. I don't know how to get the map necessarily back to default. So if any of you guys know what is like a hotkey to just get the map back to a default position, let me know. I mean, this is how my base is looking now. So what I'm hoping you guys can see that, look, this is a big difference to what my base normally looks like in most of the games I play, right? So as you can see, look, I take my own advice. I built at least what's that, 8 nanos, yeah, and I'm utilizing them to help me build my fusion reactors. I'm building some T2 energy converters, right? So I really wanna grow my economy. So what am I producing? I think my energy is good, but I need more. And metal wise, look, I'm well in the 150s plus range, right? The 160, yeah, look, 160 looks stable. So I think that's well. I wanted to, and I think maybe this was a bad idea, right? I wanted to be the king of Armageddon. You know, I wanted to bring a Holocaust to to the blue team, and I thought, yeah, you know what? I could probably with a coordinated strike with a few allies, I could probably overwhelm somebody's anti-nuke. Right, now they're sending in their tier 3s. This is what I mean about the fat boys. If you micro them well, they can still do good and protect enough, like get enough damage on a tier 3 unit for other you know, static defenses or other units to kind of finish off the job a little bit there. So look, fat boy wise, I think I've produced a fair amount that I've been able to make and hand over. No doubt my guys would have been making some of their own as well. This I like to see. Very good. That was the tier 3 lab. I really wish we could get some reclaim into these. Yes, good. That's what they're doing. One of the big things in Beyond All Reason is getting that reclaim, right? And if there's a wreckage field on your side of the map where your bases are, then you've got no excuse, right? You got to get the reclaim in. I mean, I would have preferred. I mean, the thing about these, especially these tier one like construction planes, right? They're really slow in terms of like build power and what they can reclaim, and they're really flimsy. So like as you might have spotted, a few a few anti-air missiles came in and took down his brethren, very easily, very easily. I'd much rather just see some Lazaruses or Resbots just go in there and just grab those. Looks like we've learnt from getting some LRP strikes, so we've got a bubble shield up and running. Yeah, see, look, that LRP, we, yeah, I think our guy here really should have invested in some of those shielding. I mean, he's got shields on his main base, which is good at the very least, all right? But these guys are exposed. They're exposed, and that's worrying. What are some of our other players doing? Oh, what's this? Yes, now this is our answer to their LRPC, our very own LOL cannon. So if you look at the damage this thing can do, right? I mean, it is just shooting straight into their straight into their base. I don't think they were expecting this. I certainly wasn't. I mean, in 35 minutes as well, 35 minutes of game time. I think that's really impressive, and just goes to show that you got some good players in your team, right? And if they're not being attacked or harassed by the enemy team, you give them enough time to cook, they're going to be cooking up something. Yeah, look at that. I mean, well, how are they going to respond to this? The only thing that they can really do is go for a bombing run to try and take the Ragnarok out. But I don't know. I mean, Red's got a pretty significant air force, and Pink, our light pink player, they have a significant air force too. So not sure what they can do there. But this is brilliant. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's things like this where they don't have a choice. They want to push forward, but what can they do? They're just gonna meet our static defense, our units. You got this wall of fat boys here. You got much more on this side. These are just all heavy hitting units. I hear sniper rounds. I can't see them, but I hear them. It's probably just my dodgy eyesight. Yeah, nothing's coming through. We even got some Razorbacks here as well if they get a bit too cute. Wow, look at these Juno missiles. That's a lot. I mean, Robomancer must be thinking, what is happening here? The sun is caving in on him. But this entire side of their base is just gone. I mean, this is like map control without even needing any units, and that comes from this ridiculous cannon. And this is how to do it, guys. I mean, he's got 4 shields. He's got a radar up there as well. This is a little bit worrying seeing that. I wish he kind of built the safe version of this right at this stage. He's got some long-range anti-air. He's got some planes. There's not too much the blue team can do about that. In all honesty. More Juno missiles going out. I mean, besides giving us a really bright light show, there's not too much those Junos are really doing, right? In terms of like really causing or maybe I'm wrong. Wow. I'm learning new things. Looks like their blue player is pushing for a big intercepted nuke. Is pushing for a big or building up to a big air push, perhaps. Yeah, I mean they look more like fighters to me. Yeah, these are just fighters. So he wants to protect his sort of economic area of his teammates. Nuke goes, lands. I mean, I think we've got a push at this point, right? Yeah, front and go nuked. Yeah, definitely, definitely. See, I think in this type of game, right, and in this type of position, this is where I thrive. You know, I can really give the front team units that I think they're going to get real good value out of. I can eco up, right, to help the team even more, and I don't have to worry about microing and macroing all at the same time because I'm not that great at it. It's something that I need to build upon. But look, they're worried. I mean, they have some tier 3. They have some tier 3, which is good. But they know there's trouble, right? These gunships, they're going to bring lots and lots and lots of value. Marauders do have a bit of anti-air. But they're not, you know, dedicated anti-air units. But they just have a bit, right? So there's going to be some hitting of the gunships from them. Demons. I like this unit. Massive on the friendly fire scene, right? But they're just so cool. They do so much damage really quickly. You know, look, I mean, I just see them as really good raid bots. You go in there to just piss off the enemy. Cause look how quickly they can just take out labs and things like that. You know, it's nothing to them. If they can get some of these nanos, look, it's just gonna chain react. Look at this. What's left of them? And look at this push. Like all we really have, like in our sort of composition, our squad, is just heavy hitting units. Heavy hitting units. Looks like they've yeah, they've called it quits. Don't blame them. I mean, just look at us. This was really good. This was one of my most enjoyable matches.
Battle ended.
And I hope you liked it too. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. And yeah, and big shout out to everybody that's liked my videos, have left comments. It really helps. I certainly read all of them, and I reply to them as well. So yeah, continue supporting, and my sincere thank yous. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.